Okay.
In other words, when we
Después de 8 años, physical therapy, hecho nada.
Okay, but I have to say you that each patient is different. Each problem is not the same in each person. Okay, but I think we have to be constant.
Yeah.
Not because sometimes the people say the physiotherapists of the doctor say we have not another thing to do for you, but don't hear that.
Mm.
You understand me? Don't never, because always we have the hope. Always you can to continue the exercise to everything. Don't stop, never.
Don't stop exercising. That is a very good point.
No, but you have it's not only the exercise. I don't know how the word the people in physiotherapy, but I like many things. I like to the massage to pay, because the muscles are very stiff, you know. So you have to do that the massage I use with my Madame Arsenal, with Madame Mona. I use a little bit a cup. Madame Arsenal.
Yes.
The cup that for move the fascia.
Yes.
Do you know what I talking about? It's a cup. It's a ventouse. I don't know if you know that.
In acupuncture, they use cupping.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That one.
Yeah.
That's very good for you.
Really?
So at the beginning, it's very painful because it's hard. We have to move the fascia, but it's good. With the time, it's good. It's good.
Yes, and
that is a work that we have to do all the life.
Really?
With the problem with polio.
for
I
all
know
your
that
life.
yes, I don't have many patients with polio here in Canada. In my country, we have the center special for that. Oh,
You have a special center.
yes, for that. No, we have to do. We are prepared for that a little bit. Yes, it's not the same here. Here, everything is different. But it's good. It's good. Yes.
Wendy,
But,
Wendy has a question.
I don't even know it relates to this, but I had surgery on the top of my foot twice because I have a flat foot. But I mean, it flops down. And then they started giving me electric shocks.
Oh.
Hurt, but didn't do too much.
Like the TENS machine?
No, well, it could have been, but they had big things then. Because I have a TENS machine now, if I could use it to see if it stimulate my muscles. But yeah, it really hurt a lot. And my foot would barely move. And so I don't know whether they do any more of that anymore, or what they do. It's a drop foot. That's what it's called, a drop foot. And I can trip over anything at any time.
You didn't have any operation?
Yeah, I had two on the top of my foot. I had one on the right of my foot, one on the left, and up the back of my leg.
And it still flops?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Oh.
Jeanette, you have machines in the physio department. How do you use, why do you use those?
What kind of machines? The machine, electrotherapy machines, for
Yeah.
example? Okay, yes, we can use that when you have a lot of pain. But the best is the ultrasound. But with the ultrasound in certain age is not good. When the people have the problem with the bones, osteoporosis, we can do that. Ultrasound. I talk about ultrasound. Okay. It's not good, for example, for the children because it's en croissance. Les enfants sont en croissance. Okay. When you have some problems with cancer or something like that, they ultrasound no, but the electrotherapy, another kind of electrotherapy like interferential or high voltage, sometimes it's very, very good. The pain, if you have not metal on your local, you know, maybe if you have a pain on your shoulder, it's good. It's good. 20 minutes to the current electricity. It's good. Electrotherapy. Okay, not and it's a specific current. Do you understand me? Sorry. It's
So
good, but it's not. Each person is different. For some people, it's not good. We had to try. We had to try one time, and after it's okay. Sometimes the first time is not good because the machine work the pain. But after it's okay, we can continue. Many people have the TENS. TENS, it's a machine. It's a little machine. A little machine.
And that could help.
Yes, that could help. But I say you is not the same for each person.
That's right. We're very specific.
Yes, I used with you, Madame Arsenal, one time it was not good for you. The ultrasound, yes. Before that we can try, but it's not always it's good.
That's right. So sometimes you have to try just to see if it is good or not. And for me, it was not good.
Not good. No. No.
Julia, you have a question?
Yes.
But
go ahead.
No. I want to say that we have another alternative things like I don't know, the heat package. The people like, because the heat package, it's good for the muscle. For the tension, muscle tension is good. It's good when you have inflammation. It's good. The cold packet is better when you have an inflammation. But I say to Madame Arsenault to I don't know if you know the Epsom salt.
Epsom salts, yes.
That it's good. But when you try the Epsom salt, you have to do constant. You know, three times per week, always like that. And the it's a and maybe 3 liters to water, one cup of salt. It's not that, but it's good too.
That's good. I'm using the Epsom salts in my bathtub, and I put 2 cups of Epsom salt in the bathtub, and then I just pour the water over me. It feels very, very good.
Very good, yes.
Yes.
The salt, marine salt, it's good too. Now many people use that with the vinegar, apple vinegar. That is good too. Apple vinegar.
And sea salt.
Yes,
Okay.
that's good too. Yes.
I don't know if anybody's tried that. Julia, do you want to give your question now?
Yes, Jeanette, I was wondering, I have a hot tub and I find it very helpful, helpful to get in the hot tub. I also have a swimming pool in the summertime, and I have an opportunity to maybe get a pool that's year round. And I wonder if that is if swimming is a good choice for exercise because of,
Swimming or exercise underwater? Because swimming is different. Swimming. No. Exercise in the water.
okay,
That's
Okay.
good. Yes. But it depends on your problem, specific your problem, because many people that swimming and have a problem on the column, on the rashes, the column vertebral,
Your spine.
The spinal
Spine.
column.
the spine. Yes. It's not good swimming. It's better the exercise
Mhm.
okay,
because the
Okay.
rotation for your spine is not good.
okay. And
But
you could do it in warm water.
But it's good, very good exercise in the water. Yes, good.
Yes. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Good. Carla,
I just have I have a couple of comments. One is going back to the short time that Maureen was talking about for receiving physical therapy or physio. Most insurances only allow you to have 6 to 8 weeks of physio,
Oh,
and then they cut you off. And your physical therapist has to fight tooth and nail to continue it. And that's a real pain in the but for the physical therapist to have to fight Medicare over that. So that's one of the issues. The other thing I was thinking about, that was the other woman's name, Lynn, that went off the call, who was getting the electrical stim. It sounded like they were doing the electrical stim on muscles that already were not working. And that isn't going to work. You know, if you're using them on muscles that are paralyzed permanently, then the electrical stim is going to do nothing, but it's going to be painful. Just my feedback.
Okay. So for you, the electrotherapy doesn't work. That's it?
Well, if it is done on muscles that have been paralyzed by polio, they're not going to work.
No. But when the parents say no. I understand. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
But the electrotherapy is not, it's not only for the pain.
I'm not talking about pain. I'm talking about doing electrotherapy on muscles that have been paralyzed by polio. They don't, I mean, they're not going to work anyway.
No, because you have nerve problems too. Yes. It's not for everybody. Yes.
There are two of us on this call that have the same degree that you have.
yes.
One, and Diane.
I was going to mention something. I was going to put my hand up, but maybe I can mention. I can't remember her name, but I believe it was about 1998. There was a physician. Oops, I'm being interrupted. Anyway, there was a physician in Boston who was doing research on very, very low stimulation, night stimulation. And my physiatrist said, well, he felt I would know whether it was black magic or whatever. So I was in Toronto at a synchronized swimming meet, and before that, I arranged to be seen. The physician came up every few months and saw people, specifically post polio. And so I borrowed the electrical treatment from the rehab center where I used to work. And what you did was put the electrical. One night, it was called night stimulation. One night you put them on the quads, and the next night you put them on the gluteus. And I continued for about 3 months, but both of these muscles were functioning, but not as strong as they should. And it didn't do anything at all. But it was worth trying. It's always worth trying something. But some of them, like our gait was analyzed by video photographer, and it was done as a research project, really. And the electrical stimulation didn't work. In my experience, the electrotherapy that works is equipment that will heat the joint or heat the muscles, but not try to make the muscles work when they're already reduced. The lower motor neurons not there. Many of them have been destroyed for those particular muscle groups. So that's just my experience.
Okay.
Okay, Jenny and then Roland.
I have one comment and one question. The comment is for Carla, really, because I've had, like all of you probably, a lot of physical therapy in my life. And I go back to my favorite physical therapy once a year, therapist once a year for a tune-up, so to speak. I don't need 6 or 8 weeks. I just need 2 or 3 because I know what to do. So I don't, but that's my comment. My question is, I know that you should not over-exercise your polio. I have my right leg is my weak leg. But what do you recommend for cardiovascular exercise? Because you need to do that to stay in shape.
We have to, for example, with Madame Arsenault, I do a program to exercise. It's important that not have a lot of exercise. You have to choose the best for you, that you feel good with that exercise.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right?
The simple exercise. It's very difficult for me. I don't know if maybe one day we can find everybody and do something like for show you. I don't know how to say, because each person have a different problem.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you have a problem with your strange or your I don't know, your neck, or it's different, but we can do a program, the exercise specific for each person. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because the polio is not the same for everyone, no?
Yeah.
Yes. But it's important to do all 3 times per week, for every day, but it's good.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Exercise, it's the best.
Okay. Actually, Roland, can you wait? Lynn would like to give us a question.
My
Lynn?
question is, I have the later and later effects, and it's diffuse, it's global. So I'm scared to do anything more than 1 rep, really basically stretch is all I feel I can do. And anytime I am active, I just have more loss. So I have to accept that I need to be bedridden and get my muscles stretched and maybe do cupping, which I have available to me. But the question I have is, because it's affecting all my muscles, And I'm wondering if post-polio or the virus had an effect on pelvic floor muscles.
I'm sure.
Okay.
The pelvic.
Excuse me?
Pelvic floor muscles, like for incontinence, for
Yes. Yes.
so does polio affect those muscles?
Not really.
Yes, we have many exercise for that, but I don't know how to say here, but if you want, we can practice one exercise right now.
Mm-hmm.
For example,
Okay.
we have to work that with the brain. Okay, you take for your neck, for your nose, the slowly breathe.
Breathe in.
Yes, and we have to your bottom, belly button inside you, and you stop to be pee pee.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that.
Well, what I understand is the behavioral modification included doing
Yes.
that. Yeah.
But you have to inside your bottom belly and when you have to you want to be have pee pee and stop to do that and stay and relax after that. It's a little complicated for me.
Have to contract,
Why don't we all try it?
contract and release. Is that what you're talking about?
You breathe in through your nose and hold your belly button and your buttocks tight.
Yes.
And then let go. Breathe in.
For 5 seconds.
Tighten, 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 and let go slowly.
How many times?
You can do that 10 times in the morning and after go to bed.
Good idea.
The bed, but it's good. You can do that on sit too, on your bed or sit or. But that is very good. Yes.
And start slowly, 3 to 5 times, and then work yourself up to, if you can, 10 times. So we did it twice. We'll do it one more time all together. Breathe in, tighten, tighten, hold, and let go.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Mona, can I answer?
Another thing is the basculation. Your hip basculation. It's go there, with your bottom always inside. You know, contraction.
Yes. Yeah, I understand.
And after that, for your mouth, and again. Okay.
Breathe in and then breathe.
I'm so sorry.
And then breathe out.
Slowly.
Very slowly. And Jeanette is always telling me, relax my shoulders, because every time I do something, I tighten up, and that's not good. So you do the breathing and you relax your shoulders. That relaxes your whole body.
But because that is another thing. Sometimes we have not seen that we are like that. No, relax.
Yeah.
For every exercise, always. Yes. And we had the pain. Maybe if you do the movement, you have pain instantly. You have, it's not good. Relax. It's more than more conscient to do everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes.
Okay, we have a question, but we're going to go to Roland first. And Sandy has a question. I'll read it out.
Okay.
Roland?
Something happened to me yesterday that I never had, because my legs are starting to go, and burning in my calves, and like I accepted that. But yesterday I sat down to eat and I had muscle spasm on my left side so bad. Then I got up. I can't lift my arm up, so I'm signaling to my wife to lift my arm up to see if, and it took me about 20 minutes to get, like, it's like a big cramp from the armpit all the way down almost to the belly button. And then I finally got it, and I walked around for about 5 minutes. Then I sat down. A minute I sat down, it came right back. I thought I was going to choke in there. It hurt so much. And is there anything we can do?
Where the pain? Where's the pain?
From the armpits all the way down towards the belly button and towards the back. It's like a muscle spasm. But I was reading, I try to, because I get leg cramp. That's what I do. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. And it seems like it calms it down, then I can get up. But last night I could not. Friggin', I tried everything I could, and it took about a half hour to get rid of it. Because I thought I would have had to go to the hospital.
Because another thing I know when we have a pain is we have to another thing important. It's what is the name for that? Meditation. I don't know if you have meditation, but I know it's difficult when we had a pain. But close your eyes and breathe.
Breathe.
And relax. But the pain that comes like that is why that pain?
I don't know. It's my first time. Yesterday, well, I'm pushing it a little bit because we're moving. So pack. Boxes.
There you
go.
There's your answer.
Yeah, but
there's your answer.
Come on, I'm not overdoing it. I put 2 boxes together. I don't even lift them up. My wife does, and I go sit down because I'm sweating like a pig. But I got to do something. I can't let my wife do all the work.
But today, no. Only yesterday.
Yeah, today is okay. Today I said to my wife, I'm not going to do any lifting or anything like that. And I did a bit of walking today, which I shouldn't have because now I'm feeling it in my legs. But starting tomorrow, it's going to be a wheelchair. So minimize my step and relax a little bit more because the big move, I think, is going to be Monday. So stress. I thought it was stress at first, because of the moving and this, trying to align people. And then I just got mad. The hell with the people. I just hired people to move it. So that way I don't have to touch nothing. So, but
every time we do something we haven't done in a long time with muscles, we feel it the next morning.
I tell you that I was actually scared because I could not get it to relax. I was breathing and deep breath. My wife was trying to hold my left hand up and was not happening. I said, geez, I knew it wasn't a heart attack because I had 3 of them. I know what that feels like. But, it's like, oh, it hurts like heck. So,
but it's also hard for Jeanette to know because Roland, you have polio in your upper body.
Yes.
So his arms don't work well. So when you overexert, which would be nothing for anyone else, when you overexert, you have hurt those muscles, and it could take a long time to recover. But the muscle spasms, they should be a clue that you did too much. Yeah.
Mona, can I answer Lynn
Mike.
about the pelvic muscles and polio?
Yes.
Thank you.
Lynn, a very small percentage of polio survivors in the initial polio had pelvic muscle paralysis. And you don't see too many polio survivors that don't have bowel and bladder control. Most of us have, but those are the original people that had it. Interestingly, too, as a lot of people age without polio, they wind up with pelvic problems as well. So you can't always blame it on post-polio syndrome. If we are polio survivors and later on we develop pelvic problems, there's no way to tell whether it's originally from polio or from aging. There just isn't. We do know that the people that had it from the beginning. It's a very, very small amount. Those people with bowel and bladder control, it's something that spinal cord injury people have all the time. They have no bowel and bladder control, but polio survivors had it. And Maureen asked me that same question, I think a week or two ago. I don't know, the percentage has to be maybe less than 5% of the polio survivors, and I've been researching it, lost bowel and bladder control. So, like I said, if it seems that they lost it from the beginning, so therefore, could it be post-polio? No one can say it can't be post-polio syndrome. That'd be ridiculous. But sometimes aging has a lot to do with it also, and the lifestyle up till then, and other problems that you may have with extensive urinary tract infections and everything else that may have caused the problems with it. So there's no way really to tell. Okay.
Okay. Some other questions?
You know,
I have a
I don't
question.
think Jeanette understands that we have insurance that hardly pays for physical therapy. And that becomes, what do you do after it? Can I ask her in Spanish?
Sure.
All right. Jeanette, el seguro en los Estados Unidos paga por solo 6 a 8 años, 6 a 8 semanas, al fin. So, ¿qué pasa después de 6 años? What do we do?
I don't understand. In Estados Unidos, what happened? United
Our seguro en los Estados Unidos solo paga 6 a 8 semanas al fin for physical therapy.
Okay.
Después de 8 semanas, nada.
Just say.
So what do we do after that? Give us a suggestion. How do we handle it after we finish with you?
Exercise.
Exercise. Yes.
Just exercise.
Yes. I don't know. I think we have here in Canada is a little bit better or not.
Yes.
It's a little bit better. For example, the place where I work, it's the physiotherapy. It's free for the people for more to 65 years old. We have it's not for to always, but it's good. It's good. The formula here is have to a physiatry or our orthopedist that prescribe always do the physiotherapy, maybe 3 times for year. I don't know, but I think it's better here in Canada. Yeah. Yes.
We have a lot of opportunity here. Not every province is the same, though. Here in Quebec, we have a little bit more leeway with our Medicare. And like, I was very lucky. I have had physio 2 days a week for over 6 months. And that's quite amazing. And it has kept me more in tune than I have been in the last 30 years. So gentle, slow exercise is very good for polio. We must never overdo it. And the moment we overdo something, we feel it and we do not recover right away. It takes a long time to recover. So let's make sure we don't hurt ourselves because we can't recover the same way.
You know, Mona, when we have to appeal it after the 8 weeks or whatever, then not only physical therapist, but you get the doctor to write the letter. It's for the appeal. So who does the appeal go to? The appeal goes to some jackass in the insurance company that can't even pronounce post-polio syndrome.
Yeah.
And that's really the important. So if you're going to write an appeal, you have to write the appeal and in it, you have to let them know that you are a polio survivor and you have post-polio syndrome, and this is what it's all about, and this is why I need the extended time with the physical therapist, because they won't understand post-polio syndrome. But if you're telling them what's wrong and why you need it and what you have to do with it, then they may extend it. I got mine extended once. So I was able to take, I think it was 20 weeks. It was 10 weeks and they cut me off, and I was allowed to go for 10 more. And that was it. They said I had to wait 6 months now before I would come back and be allowed. But they did extend it because I wrote to them and I had the whole thing down like that. And that bought me that after they rejected it and I appealed it again. I told them what post-polio syndrome was, and then they extended it.
Yeah. So, Marcy, do you have a question before you have to go this evening?
I don't know. The only thing that comes to mind with me is that I'm always baffled that, like, if I go to see like a orthopedist or somebody and I have x-rays and stuff, they never then touch me. They never look at my legs. They never see what my capabilities are. And I hate that because I know they don't understand. And that just drives me crazy. I think the doctors should always follow up with polio patients with what can you really do? You know, what's here and what's good and what's, you know, and so I've had that bad experience, and so I am trying to get into with a physiatrist right now, and so it's like pulling teeth because I have to get special permission, and so I'm hoping that that'll be a different story because I've just had very disappointing experiences.
Oh no.
Yep.
This is very often the case, is that they
no.
don't know what to do and they never touch you. Even a physiatrist, they don't understand. They take an x-ray and they say you have arthritis in your shoulder, but they don't do anything with that.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
No.
Yeah. So I'm going to be very proactive when I get
Jeanette, what should we ask them? What should we ask the doctor or the physio to do for us?
I don't know. I think I have the I don't know. The program is special for the people with polio. You know that you have you can go to the center and or 3 times for the year and do something. You know, but it's the government have to do something.
Diane, why don't you say so? You're the physical therapist. Well, how would you feel? Wouldn't you think that would want the doctor, ask the doctor about, would you test my range of motion and stuff and see what else, because I'm a polio survivor that led to this knee going out or something like that?
No, that's why I quit one family physician, because she stood at the door and said, well, I'll give you a referral. This was for bladder challenges, and never didn't examine me at all. But the new doctor that I have is very good. She's even offered to do home visits without me asking. But I have a question that I have to go to listen to what a chiropractor is going to say at 6:30 my time. So I had one quick question that I've never brought up at our meetings, and I probably should have, but maybe I missed it when it was discussed. My family doctor not the current one, but the one I had for 19 years, who was married to a physician with post polio, and he researched it and she researched it. So they had lots of answers to any questions. But every time I saw him, which was about every 4 to 6 months, he'd say, "Are you having more word finding?" And the theory that I was told by a physiatrist that I worked with in the rehab hospital is that the virus, even though, you know, it hit the anterior horn cells, but it also went up to the brainstem. And that's why you have word finding. And I have it, not a lot, but every time he would ask me, "Are you having more word finding problems?" And I said, "No, not more, but I'm talking," usually it's a subject that I know about, and then suddenly there's just, the word won't come out. And I'm curious to know if, you know, if it's been common to physiotherapists, if she knows about it, or if Mike knows about word finding. But it was certainly a topic that was always talked about in Regina.
As a physio thing.
No, by anybody with post polio. No,
By
nothing
people
to
with
do.
post polio. Wow.
Yeah. But
Fatigue.
if anybody else has word finding, you know,
I
I'd
do.
say,
I
you know,
do.
I would say to my daughter, "Sorry, I'm really," you know, I work with Alzheimer's, and I attend 3 or 4 Zooms a week on that, because I facilitate a group of people with partners who have Alzheimer's. So I keep telling my daughter, it's not Alzheimer's, it's word finding. And, I mean, it doesn't happen maybe once every couple of weeks or so.
Oh,
So
Fatigue.
Carla, what about you, Carla?
Oh, yeah. If I'm tired, bleh,
Mhm.
nothing comes out. I mean, it's like, okay, I'll get back to you after I've rested.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know,
and I have,
it's,
Yep.
I
Go
can't, I
ahead.
mean, there are no words there when I'm tired
Mhm.
and when I haven't rested.
yeah.
Jeanette, do we have muscles in our head? Well, you know,
Yes, but
our
yes,
eyes move. Do we have muscles that could be tired in our head?
no, it's the whole body
Yeah.
is tired.
What
So
do you think,
body.
Jeanette?
But I don't know, see, but it's not only with you. I have a many patients with arthrosis, but the arthrosis atroz. I don't know. Many very
Arthritis.
very painful. The doctor said the same. I know we are not nothing for you. It's not only for you. I have to say you this of many people with other problems too.
Hmm.
Yes.
And
Arthrosis on the spine. It's very painful too. Yes.
at our age, if they took an x-ray of us, they'd all find arthritis in us. And not only in us, and people that didn't have polio. People in their 70s, 80s, everybody's got arthritis. I went to an orthopedist. They sent me because I couldn't forget the physiatrist, and I was in pain. First thing he said to me was, "There's no such thing as post-polio syndrome," and I was going to walk right out of his office. But someone referred me to him, so I didn't want to do that. And then he took an X-ray and he said to me, "Well, look at you. You got arthritis in the spine." I said, "Look at me, doc. I was 83 at the time. I'm 83 years old, doc. Everybody my age has arthritis in the spine, doc, somewhere, right?" He said, "Well, I guess so." I said, "Goodbye." Okay, so out I went. What a dumb comment. But then again, that's we've learned to accept it. That's all. We've learned to accept it. You have to teach your doctor about post-polio syndrome. That's what I'm doing now with a physiatrist. I'm training her, and she's willing to learn. So finally, when I think she knows it, one more lesson with her, and I'll add her name to the PHI directory, so people in New York will be able to go and see her.
Before the hands up, Sandy asked a question in chat. And Jeanette, can you tell us what cupping is? Can you give us a clear definition?
But the cupping is for many, 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 many things. I
Okay.
use in you for move the fascia, okay? But it's painful. You know, it's painful. But we can use that another many, many ways. For example, put something for maybe 15 minutes, maybe 6 cups on the place where you have pain, and then 15 minutes. That is good because it take off the toxin, you know.
Mhm.
When you use the cup, the acupuncturist do that. The acupuncturist
Yes,
do
it
that.
it was invented in Oriental medicine. It's like taking a little plunger and putting it right on the painting.
Yeah.
It's what it is. It's
Yeah.
a suction cup and leaving it there so it grabs the thing out like that. And
Yes,
they
and
put it all over you.
And it increases blood circulation too.
Yeah.
yes, it's good too for the circulation. But sometimes you have at the area to the pain, but you don't know exactly where.
Mhm,
Diffuse pain,
mhm,
and that the cup is good for that because you put many in the same place area.
mhm. And people should know that you can buy cupping kits and do it at home.
You mean you can't just use a plunger? and put
Well,
it-
you could probably buy some, go to Ace Hardware and get
I-
some plungers.
But I know it's difficult for on your back.
Yeah.
You are alone is not easy. I know that. Yes, but it's very, very good treatment with that. But it's not for everybody too, huh? No.
And not for everywhere. But-
No, because you have many problems. The circulation problem is no good.
Mhm,
If you take a pill for your coagulation, the pills like aspirin or something like that is not good because normally the couple have some blue, and if
Mhm.
you take that pills, it's not good. No,
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
Yeah.
suck it up.
Yes.
Roland, you have
Yeah.
another question?
No, it's just a comment about the doctors. We had polio. Quebec sent me a lot of information about polio, and I had to go see a therapist at one point. She saw me. She told me to do exercise. I went back a couple of weeks after. She says, "Have you been doing your exercise?" I said, "Yeah, but very, very slow." And she looked at it. She says, she says, "There's nothing I can do for you." I said, "Oh, I see. Anything else you recommend?" She says, "Listen, you're the very last one with polio. There's like we don't know what to do with you guys." And I said, "Well, I can give you literature, and how about you call McGill Hospital in Montreal, and they'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. We don't have time for that." That's my answer.
At least she was honest with you. God, at least she was honest with you.
So yeah, it's just a nice way to say it. Get the hell out of my office.
No, but at least she didn't start doing all kinds of other stuff to you that wasn't going to help you.
No, that's
Yeah.
true too. That's true too. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Okay. Dick, you have a question?
Yeah, a little diatribe. One, I want to welcome Julia back with us. Nice to see her after her season of raising vegetables and shearing sheep and carting and doing all those good things. I would note that there are probably a third of us that are down below the border of Canada, USA. And Medicare is now back up to where we can re-up for the insurance coverages we have. So Mona, we might want to have some kind of or Maureen, some kind of a program that tells us who to go to for the best post-polio, Advantage Medicare programs that would help us the most. I know that you good folks in Canada have a great system, but we down here in the lower 48 have to figure out how to do it for ourselves. So at any rate, and good meeting, had some fun. Be care.
I think there were 300 plans now, right there?
300.
There were 300 different plans that you can choose all over the United States for what you want. It's outrageous.
Yeah,
Depending upon where you live.
I get about 20 pieces of mail a day.
Yeah.
You know,
But
God
there
knows.
are people, there are counselors that you can get to sit down with you. Someone came to the house and we had to do this years ago after I retired, and actually sat with us and told us the choices and exactly what they are and what they were. It was well paying the fee, because otherwise you don't understand anything. No matter how many college degrees you have, you
Yeah,
don't
right.
understand anything. So
Well-
I suggest you get a Medicare counselor. They are around to come to the house and sit down with you and your family, explain everything to you, find out what you need, specifically the drugs that you're taking. What
Mhm.
plan would be better than others on the medications you're taking? And if we did that, it would have to be in an American meeting, because it doesn't apply to the Canadian citizens.
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Just a couple more physio questions before Jeanette has to go. Maureen, you have a question?
Well, it's a comment about that word finding. When I posed this question to my neurologist, he says, all that is that your brain is on overload. And just as when you open up a filing cabinet and you're looking for something specific, you're looking for a specific file in there and you go like this with your fingers, well, that's what's going on up here when you're trying to remember something and you're going through, and then sometimes you can dance around using another synonym, sounds like, and then hopefully the person you are talking with will come up with the word that you can't. Now, it eventually comes. He says, you'll know you have a problem if you, at night, you go take your phone and you stick it in the freezer thinking that that's where you charge your phone. Then you have a problem. I'm just using something crazy. Or, some other kind of crazy thing that you would do, then you have a problem. But, this.
Or you sit in front of the
You want-
microwave and you can't turn on the computer.
Yeah, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Then you have a problem.
Okay, but that's not physio. Let's ask at least one or two
But
more
I was
questions.
picking up on the earlier conversation there.
Yeah,
we do have fun.
yes, we do have fun. Someone else with a question, Martin. Do you have a question about your physio or your health?
Well, as I said, I get a massage every Friday, and I pay that out of my pocket. There's no insurance on that whatsoever. I can maybe claim it for tax purpose, but that's been my best investment ever. But the thing I learned years ago, I think it was the Colorado group, they said, when you get a massage, get a light massage, not a deep massage.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm very firm on that. Now I've got a very good guy. He listens, and so I've had a lot of sports injuries over the years, and when I get to see Richard, we deal with that. But and that's been I will tell you, that's probably the best investment I've ever been able to make. Is those massages every and they're very light ones. So I look forward to that, and as I said, it is probably the best investment I've ever made, other than with you guys. So yeah, thanks, Mona.
Well, the massage that I get from Jeanette is after I do a little bit of exercise, then I get a hot pack and I rest for about 15-20 minutes with the hot pack, and then She gives me the most gentle massage on my back and my shoulders, on other parts of my body, and I am set for almost a whole week with
Oh,
that massage.
I'm
Right.
coming. I'm
When's
coming.
the next flight, Mona? When's the next flight?
The next flight, Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern time.
7 a.m.
Oh, no.
Well, that's
Hey,
when
Dick, that's not for you and I, right? 7 a.m. Can we get a later appointment?
Yeah, I go to bed at 7 a.m.
Yeah, the plane doesn't land till 11 o'clock, right? 12 o'clock.
well, we'll have to find out if Jeanette does private practice.
I have a
One of the other-
question.
One of the other things
Yes.
I've been using Epsom salts for about probably about 5 or 6 weeks now, and I put it in my bathtub every night, and that's a regular routine, and I feel very good with that.
Yeah.
Epsom salts are really what
Yes.
very helpful. Yeah.
Yes, I mentioned that Jeanette before, and Martin has taken me up. Lynn, you have another question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a question for Jeanette, and you were saying light massage, which is a new thing for me. I've always done massage, but I always wanted as deep as possible, thinking that it would break up the fascia. So light massage doesn't break up the fascia. Cupping might, huh? So I was just wanting to understand, to not do deep massage where the fascia is really built up.
But with the massage, we don't move the fascia. It depends of the massage. If you have pressure,
Yeah.
because the massage is many kind of massage, you
Right,
know?
yeah.
Yes. But for the move the massage with the massage, it's a little bit more aggressive. Yes.
But that's okay
It's
with the
okay, yes.
post-polio muscle. Okay, thank you.
It might
Now I
fatigue
got to
them
buy a
more than-
water trough. I have to get a horse trough so I can have a tub.
Well, you could have salt water and Epsom salts, right?
Yeah,
Somebody can
yeah.
bring in some ocean water.
There, yeah, that's all.
Well, we have to be near the ocean.
Do you know hearing Epsom salts brings back a lot of, my father was a pharmacist. And every time somebody got hurt or whatever in the house, he would always bring the Epsom salts home. Now
Yep.
we're going back 80, so a long time ago. So Epsom salt's been around for a long time. He swore by it. And it's so funny, I haven't heard Epsom salts until this meeting. I started laughing.
Down here in Florida, we use Epsom salts on our palm trees to keep them, because it's got manganese and magnesium in it.
That's
So
what we do
it's
in
a great
Hawaii.
fertilizer.
It's a fertilizer.
Yeah, for my tomatoes too.
Really?
Yeah, bingo.
And my
With Epsom
citrus.
salts?
Yep.
Oh.
Well, it's been a pleasure,
Looks like
Jeanette.
Tootie has a question.
Wait, is there another question?
Tootie's got her hand up.
Tootie, you have to put yourself off mute.
Yes.
She's looking for it. Jeanette Tootie is 92 years old.
Oh my.
And she lives on her own. Can you find the mute?
Where she live?
She's in
California.
She's in San Francisco.
I know because I saw the light.
Okay, Tootie, your volume is on.
Okay, I don't have a question. I was just going to give you some ancient history.
Okay.
Because my mother was very concerned with my polio. As when I was little, I'm having these memories of going to the doctor regularly. But I remember now that I had Epsom salts in my bath all the time. So she knew. My mother was medically interested and was sort of what do you call, practical nurse or something. And So I never put the two and two together, but that's what she was doing, was helping me with the use of my legs and so on. So that's ancient history.
But ancient history is also very good, especially for people with polio, because we need people like Jeanette to tell us what you did when you were in your country, because we don't do that here. And the physios here, they don't even touch you unless they are telling you which exercise to do. They don't touch you, they don't massage you, they don't do cupping. I don't know what they learn in the new schools, but I see that when we talk about braces, it's for all kinds of sports.
But
And
you know what? Why, madam? Because here we have a little problem too. Is the time that we have with each patient. We are limited with the time.
yeah,
Too. That's not good.
yeah,
Yes.
we have 15 minutes to do something, and if we don't get it done, they don't do it. I mean, even the physios don't touch you, so how can you expect a doctor to touch you? And we come from the old school where if the doctor doesn't touch you, you don't feel like you've had an examination.
Right.
And it used to be that you had a doctor and he had a touch, it was like magic. He had a healing touch. And honestly, Jeanette, you have a healing touch. When
Thank you.
you have the knowledge and the know-how, and most of all, I want to say thank you from all of us. There have been several thank yous in the chat.
Thank you indeed.
And if anyone has more questions, we can write them down and I will bring them to Jeanette. And we will be in touch with Jeanette over the next little while. I'm going to try and find out if I can get Jeanette to be on my polio physio department. So we'll see if this will work. I've been trying to talk to our clinic, and it will take a little while, but we have Jeanette for a while. She is not retiring. I won't let her, even if I don't get to go to physio too much longer. But if you have physio, make sure you have it with enough time and that the physiotherapist understands you. You tell them how you're feeling, and they should be able to understand you. When I talked to Jeanette from the beginning, she understood me. And this is what we need to look for. And if we have a physio who has 6 weeks of knowledge, he doesn't know about polio. So with everything else, we have to educate our doctors. We have to educate our specialists. And there is nothing more special than Jeanette, the physiotherapist.
Ah, very nice.
Thank you very much.
I thank you very, very much.
It's my pleasure. Yes.
And I will see you on Thursday, and
Yes.
hopefully a little bit more than Thursday, but I have had a lot of extra good care. So you people send me your questions and I will give them to Jeanette. So thank you very, very much. It was a pleasure having you come here, and we will talk again.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice
Thank
okay.
you.
Have a
Thank you.
night. My pleasure. Bye-bye, everybody.
Good night. Good
Bye-bye.
night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Mona, you know, if you go online and look at the history of cupping, it's fascinating. And even here, I started in Oriental medicine where they used it, put it over infections, and they used
Sorry, I was gone. I was napping, and
some places they heat up the cup before they did it. And in the early 1900s for pneumonia, before they had all of these, what they did, if you couldn't breathe, your lungs are full of fluid, they used big cups with like what they carry the glass with, you know, with handles, and they put them on your chest and they yank your chest up to try and create a reverse osmosis and get the water out of your lungs back into your chest cavity so that you could breathe. And the history of cupping is absolutely fascinating. So if any of you have a moment where you're on a computer and you're bored, just Google cupping and read about it. It's really incredible. I don't know anybody in the United States who I know, that are doctors and PTs, but I'm going to ask. And when I see my physical, I'm going to ask them, does anybody use cupping? Because I don't know anybody here that uses cupping. Nobody.
Well,
So
it,
one thing we can think about doing is tapping your body like that, and that stimulates, and I do that quite often. And actually, what's her name? Marcy had a session on that a couple months ago, and that I find very helpful. And I will tell you, my dog loves it also. I tap the back, but so I'm doing that quite regularly, and it does help. Sounds corny, but you just go up and down your body and tap, 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 stimulates.
Well, that stimulates your circulation.
That's right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It stimulates the circulation. It stimulates the
More in
nerves.
the advantage I have over you, I don't have to worry about going through the hair, right?
You don't need it. You still have blood vessels under there. When you do that, it stimulates the nerves, and then and all of a sudden your little capillaries open up and you get more blood in that area.
Or capillaries, as they say it in Canada.
Who?
They say capillaries in Canada.
And what do you say in the States?
Capillaries.
Capillaries. Wow.
About that. I wanted to say something about when you were talking about that movie, the one that movie.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put it, well, I'm just going to send it now so you all have a chance. Take a look at this website that I just put in, and it's wheelchairsfornigeria.org. If you want to see something, this is today going on, how those children and young adults in Nigeria, how they're not being rehabilitated, and they're using sticks as crutches, or else they're crawling on the ground, or they put the flip-flops on their hands, or they put them on their knees. And if you were moved by that movie, if you look at this one, it moved me. I mean, they look like the men and women, children, they kind of look like spiders moving along like this, how they move along with their affected limbs. And you'll hear the name Ayuba Gufwan in there. He puts together tricycles that you ambulate with your hands, instead of the pedals down below, it's like an upside down tricycle, and you go like this with your hands to get around, that he makes, and we hosted him one year. We met him in Warm Springs, and he came over to the States, and we had him for 2 weeks, and we took him around making presentations to the local Rotaries. I don't know, we had so many in the area, to look for donations from them. And it takes $150 just to make one of those wheelchairs. You will be moved. You will be moved when you look at that site. I know I was. It's like I never saw anything like that. And in fact, just to briefly tell you that when he came down with polio, his family left him by the river. They thought it was like a curse that he was not able to walk, and they left him by the river, hoping that the alligators would get him. Well, the alligators did not get him, and he survived. And
his uncle came down and found him.
Yeah, exactly. But what happened was his father decided, why should I send a boy and educate a boy who walks on his hands to be educated? And so he only got educated up to the 3rd grade. And then that's when the uncle also stepped in and he had him educated. And Ayuba became the first one in his tribe to go he went back to school. He was 19. He went back to the 3rd grade or the 4th grade to catch up with everything that he never learned. He has really, really an amazing story. And he became the first to be educated to go to college, and he became a teacher. I even think he became a lawyer. I mean, he just did so very well.
I can put this on share just for a moment.
Once he came to Canada, right? Where did he come to?
Okay,
He spoke at the United Nations.
Yeah, something. He was what you call it. He went to a lot of physical
Yeah,
therapy.
look at this. I mean,
I haven't been able to start this. It just keeps going. I think it's in rotation. So it's not just him.
look how they walk.
He makes the
And
bicycle.
there's the bicycle.
You know, Maureen, there's a company up here in New York State now, I think in Binghamton or somewhere near that makes the bicycles now also and sends them over there. And they came around trying to collect money, and I said, I want one of those bicycles for the country. And they weren't allowed to sell it to me.
Really?
Yes, and they all go, everything goes over there.
And all of the he employs polio. He had polio, and he employs other polio survivors to make these wheelchairs.
But don't we all walk like that when we have a limb that's weak? We walk like that, or we slide on our backside.
Mona, we had braces and crutches, and we were rehabilitated. These people are not rehabilitated at all.
But when you don't have your brace on, if you're on the floor, you have to roll across.
But I'm not out in the. But Mona, I'm not out in the street.
No, we're not talking that. I'm just saying that we also would walk like that if we didn't have the things that we have. And when we're home and we don't have our devices on us, we have to crawl on the ground in our apartment or our house, and that's how we get along.
Yes, but we're not outside, and we have carpeting, we have pavement.
Yeah.
You know, we have more civilized whatever the second.
Yes.
A more civilized environment. Look at the dirt road. Look at
yes.
You know, I mean, their limbs are so flexible or whatever. In fact, you'll see where they're able to bend their knees, and then they put their knee, and their foot is sticking up, and they put their legs in a boot to protect their limbs while they're crawling around.
Yes.
And now that bicycle enables these children to get out of their little village and go to school.
Yeah.
Mona, you remember Dr. China from China.
I have to say you good night because
Thank you, Jeanette. We enjoyed
Thank you so much.
You are the retreat. I have to work tomorrow.
That's right.
I had to wake up at 4:50. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
When we talked with Dr. Chang from China.
Yeah.
And I had that initial 3 hours with him. And these polio survivors, and there's got to be 1 million of them in China, because they received no physical, they were like these kids. They received nothing. And they had to come to Beijing or Shanghai, Beijing or the other place where he is to get help.
Yeah.
He was given 2,500. He was ordered or whatever. The state told him, there's 2,500 polio survivors, fix them. You can't fix them. He was asking about cutting a piece of a bone out and putting a cadaver bone in the leg, which is straight, and all kinds of other surgical procedures to try and straighten these people out. He didn't know anything about bracing. or any of that other stuff.
You need therapy first to loosen up them limbs
You
before they
can't,
put them in
it's
braces.
it's therapy's not going to help them. Their
Well-
muscles all turn to connective tissue from elastic tissue. You can
Yeah.
give them all the therapy in the world, nothing's going to happen. I have no idea how he's going to fix it. But now at least after that, he knew about post-polio syndrome and things to come.
Yeah,
But he also said he never learned about polio in medical school.
that's right.
Well, no different from our people.
And now I
And now they're
have
telling him to fix it.
and now I have a group in India, and they are also at a loss for what they're doing. There is no help for them. There are no doctors, and they're trying to see what's going to happen. There are millions of people with polio in India. It's a very slow process. I've only had 3 or 4 meetings, but the people in India go by India time. So if you have a meeting on Saturday, they may show up at 4 in the afternoon, they may show up at 6 in the afternoon, and they may show up at 7 in the morning.
So they're like the Latins, huh? They're like the Latins.
But there are some people who have shown up, and I'm keeping tabs of what's going on there. And I will come back to you with a little bit of news from India. It's a very new support group, and it will succeed. All we can do is talk the same way you and I are talking. Support is not to give us answers. Support is to talk about the things we're going through and see if that helps other people. That's what support's all about.
And learn to live with what you have. Yes.
Yeah, we have no choice on that.
You have no choice.
No choice.
And that's only polio. How about MS?
It's the same way in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
It's the same way in Afghanistan and in India. And how many other countries that we can't even pronounce?
That's right.
There were millions of people in the world that never got polio and never had, and it's amazing that they lived that long.
That's right. But polio makes us strong. Somehow or other, we have succeeded. Look at our age group. Look at our people.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about we succeeded because we had a lot of help in the beginning.
We had a lot of help. Yes.
I mean, you did. I, for us, I had it later. But you had help right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And the people who we met from India, the several people in the group, their parents knew right away, get them out of there. And they came to Canada because of your health system. And the only reason that these kids grew up and got some kind of bracing or whatever and got treatment was because they were here, because the parents knew if they left them there. And how many parents are like those?
That's
They
right.
were educated.
That's right.
They were educated.
Yeah,
well, we have one last question, Roland.
It's off the topic, so I can wait till the end. So,
This is the end.
okay. I'd like to propose something.
Yes.
All our meeting, we're talking about India, we're talking about Afghanistan, we're talking about this show that we got gave me so much happiness and everything like that. I'd like to take 5 minutes in each show and call it the missing link, because we are a link through our internet from Florida to Australia, everywhere. But we have some people sometimes that are missing for more than 1 week. And like I heard Mike had a problem with his heart. Maureen gave us a little bit of news on Terry, our fellow from Aussie. He's sick. Like, can we have like a missing link every week and say, hey, we'd like to give a shout to Rolly. He's having a late supper or something, and anybody that feels that, hey, Mona, I'm not going to be there tonight because I'm having a meeting or I'm not feeling good. I have this, because we are a big necklace. And one of those little ball is gone, it's called a missing link. And because we're together like this, we come back every week. So we gotta pull everybody. And when you're alone somewhere and you're not feeling good and people go, hey, we're missing you, come back. Maybe it's gonna help them and say, hey, somebody wants me. Somebody wants to hear about me.
Well, you know, I send out my newsletter, as does Maureen. I send it out to a great number of people. And just because they're not here doesn't mean they don't read the news. And if there is a message that we could put in there, I would be glad to put it in the newsletter. You know,
like from all of us to, hey, come on, get back in the necklace here. We're missing a link. You know, just
come back. We're missing your link. Okay.
Yeah. Maureen, what do you call that? You have one in your group that's called the social secretary or something that goes around and, you know, sends cards out to people who are.
It's
what's it called?
Sunshine Lady.
Sunshine Lady. But in something like this, that's almost impossible because it's not just here. I think the only thing you can do with something like this is what you're doing. If you know somebody that's sick of something, we could put something from maybe a little column from all of us. Get well quick, so and so. Happy anniversary, so and so. Maybe
but
just
they have to tell you.
They have to tell you.
Yes.
But if you know, just like from all of us, that's all.
If we know, but I can write, come back, we're missing you, and I can make it a little bit of a logo. We miss you, come on back.
Come on back, just put the names down if people didn't show up. That means
Okay.
we're thinking about you.
Yeah.
Thinking about you.
Thinking about you, those that haven't come back.
Yeah, you can't
Thinking about you.
I don't really
want their name there.
No, I can't put
out.
For those that weren't here, thinking about you, hopefully you'll come back next week.
Those who missed our meeting last week.
Yeah, something like that.
As a matter of fact, Barbara from New York.
Tony, yeah.
Yes, she hasn't, her email has not responded to me. Maureen, do you have her on your list?
Olive oil. That's her email address is olive oil something.
Yes. And she hasn't answered back to me. So I was just wondering if you've received any.
Actually, she was in my meeting last week. In fact, she was calling me saying she didn't get a newsletter. Is there a meeting this week? And then while I'm running the meeting, and then I forwarded her the newsletter. Well, what did I sent her something. And then she came into the meeting. So she's okay. I know Martin wants to say something. I'll send you, let me find her email address, and this way you can.
Yeah, Barbara Lee.
Tony.
Lee Tomey, Olive Oil NY.
That's it. Olive Oil NY at AOL, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not AOL, it's Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Wait, let me double check.
Yes, Martin.
I've been in touch with Eddie Rice.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I'm I wouldn't say regularly, but quite often. Because he's been very helpful for me, and I would love to see him here. I don't know why he's not joining us but anyway, I want to tell you because I send him some condolences because a good friend of mine, Stan Goldberg, his family had people killed in Israel, and so obviously with Eddie being Jewish, I sent him, and he wrote back, and so Martin, we don't have any deaths in because my family lives in Jerusalem, and I think one of the other areas of Israel. But I'm in touch with them quite regularly, but I don't always hear back, right? But Eddie is a very important part for all of us. He's head of the Ontario Disability Association. He's done a hell of a lot of work for us, but he's not always here. But when I do write to him, he says, "Martin, thanks you," because I keep him in my prayers every night. So just wanted to let you know I have had heard from him, and his family in Israel are safe right now. So all right.
I thought Harriet lost a nephew.
Oh,
Was
really?
killed in Israel. Yes, I think they lost a nephew. I'm not sure, but I think that's what he said. I'm in touch with them almost every day.
Oh, good. I didn't know
So
that.
I
Yeah.
talk to them all the time, but I think he said that she had a nephew or something over there. I don't know if he died, but I don't know if they lost a nephew or what.
Well, my good friend Stan Goldberg, whom I used to play tennis with, he lives down in your way, Maureen, and he wrote back saying that his one of his nieces had been killed, and in fact, the niece was written up in the Ottawa paper, and they were held captives, I guess, by the Hamas, and she was able to plead the life of her two children that were allowed, but she died. And Stan just told me he was I attended the Zoom, so I just, Eddie is very important to all of us.
And Stanley Rose has got a grandson studying there.
Is that right? Is that right? I didn't know that.
Yes. And my granddaughter just came back in June after being there for a whole year.
Can you name that bridge?
San Francisco Bridge.
No.
No.
That's the one in San Francisco?
George Washington Bridge. What is it? Whitestone Bridge? No, it can't be. It's 2 levels.
This is 2 levels.
That's what I said. What bridge is it?
The Verrazano Narrows Bridge.
What?
The old one.
No, what old one? There's only one. This was built in the 60s, and at the time it was the longest.
Oh, the Verrazano. Okay.
Okay.
This bridge
Well,
is 25 blocks from my home in New York.
Yeah.
I think this has been an exceptionally good meeting. Next Tuesday is a World Polio Day. The March of Dimes has their special conference from 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock.
No.
So I think
it's 12
to 4.
You're right. Again, it's 12 to 4. We have our meeting at 7 o'clock. I would like to talk about what you thought of the conference.
Okay.
I'm speaking at the conference.
Yes.
She's good. The message is going to be sent this week.
Do you,
Hello?
Denise has something to say.
I was just gonna
Hey,
say,
I'm
I'm
almost.
registered. Will you get a confirmation or you just go?
I don't know.
We're supposed to get a confirmation.
When?
I
Um,
never got one.
I sent a letter this week, and Kimberly said she was sending them out soon.
Okay, I'm gonna
You know
check to see
something?
if I got one.
You know what? I just got something here. I got one tonight at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zoom link for virtual. Yeah, I
Yes,
just
I
got
got
Okay.
it tonight.
So we're getting
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna,
got mine.
I'm gonna say good night.
I'm the
Next-
first speaker.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yay.
Yay.
So
I'm
next
looking forward to it.
next week we'll make comments on all of the speakers that were there and all of the people.
Okay.
Good
Oh,
night,
I see.
everyone.
I'm not coming in next week.
Got to, got to.
We'll
I-
go easy on you, Mike.
Again, happy birthday, Maureen.
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
Thank
Maureen.
Birthday,
you.
Maureen. Did Joel
Bye-bye.
take you out?
We were out all day.
Hey,
And
Maur-
said we're gonna do the biggie is going to be in March when we go see Paul Anka.
Yeah.
Maureen, I have that same address, and her mail came back to me.
Well, do you want her phone number? Oh, now this looks better. Okay, you want her phone number?
Sure.
Let me see if I have it here.
516, something or
You
other.
have it?
No, but it's got to be a 516 number.
All right, her number is 516-889-8475.
Yeah.
But she was in my meeting and she was very happy to be there after. And I don't know why, but there's a whole bunch of people who didn't get on my newsletter this month, October.
Okay.
The postman got drunk.
Well, I'm going to say good night.
Postman?
I'm going to say good night.
Oh, you can't go. It's early. What, do you turn to a pumpkin? Come on.
No, I had a big day. I had all kinds of interviews. Oh, and I was reelected president of my literacy association. This is my 10th reelection.
Oh my.
Every
Mona,
time.
was there any,
Yay,
Mona, was
yay,
there any doubt?
Mona.
Thank you,
Was
Tootie.
there any doubt?
Was there anyone to take over?
Yeah,
No.
was there any doubt? There you go.
Well, so that's 10 elections for 2 years.
Do you have any time to sleep?
It's going to happen
That's what
tonight
she's
at
that's
about
what she's
10,
trying to do
about
now.
9:20. 9:20. Ciao.
Nighty night.
Nighty night. Thank you,
Night.
Judy.
Look at this, from coast to coast, California to Florida to New York to Montreal.
That's right.
Oh, draw a little map and show from the map. Have lines to where all our people come from. That'd be really cool with names on them, and you can put it up next meeting, and just
Yes,
show when
that's right.
Australia's here and there. You can put down here, there, and California with the names, in Florida and New York. Would that
You
be
better
cool?
just go because he's not